What if I told you that Brawl Stars has been planning the next environment and brawler for well over a year? What if I also told you that there is a ton of evidence to support all of this that you have seen but never put together? Today I'm going to help unravel it all and give you a prediction for a future environment that I am 100% convinced will come to Brawl Stars. I'm also going to tell you what I think that you should and should not expect in the next update. Now, I've looked back through a year's worth of media to find all of these clues, and there were a lot of them. Now, I always try to look at these predictions from the point of what's in a theme park but not currently in Brawl Stars, since Brawl Stars is an amusement park where investment of your life is mandatory. Going back over a year ago to the investor video is where we first saw this environment, but no one really made mention of it. In fact, I've looked at it many times and never really picked it out myself. Did you see that? Yeah, I just showed you the environment. Here, look again. Do you see it now? Okay, well, how about in this larger overhead shot? You've probably seen this video multiple times and never picked it out. I tell you what, we'll circle back around to that in a minute. First, let me show you some more obvious clues. Now here we have Handsome Colt, but on the ground on the left is a box of pizza. Now, we've seen this same box of pizza before in multiple different places. You can see Byron was snacking on some while he was mixing his potions, and Fang, he had some before practicing his kicks. And of course, the robots clearly had too much fun here, and part of that fun was some tower pizza. Now, they weren't the only robots to have some of this pizza, though. As we see here in this very staged crime scene, he had a box of this tower pizza on top of his refrigerator. So clearly, tower pizza is like, a good thing in Star Park. So you might be thinking that I'm going to say there's going to be a pizza place, but no, that's not it. Now, let's take a look at some of the other clues. We've seen many other food items in Brawl Stars social drawings, like this Star Burger, or even the popcorn at the drive-in, or even this food truck that is either Rosa owns or it's styled after her. There's also drinks all over the place in many different drawings. Now, you might be thinking these are coming from the Retropolis Diner, and to be honest, I don't blame you, but take a look at this drawing of Lou. And in the seat, you can see that there's a drink. Take a look at that cup, because that cup looks different from all of the other drinks that we see. So then where exactly have all of these food items come from, and what do they have in common? Well, the clues actually don't stop there, not by a long shot. There has been an underlying food theme for a long time. So let's head over to the Star Park website, where we see things like candy bars, lunch boxes, coupons for not one, but two different eating establishments. And perhaps most oddly, we see multiple images of the delightful spaghetti on a stick. Now, we have seen the spaghetti outside of these images. If you go back over to the investor video, near the start, we see a guy wrapping these spaghetti on sticks. There was even a video that came out around the same time the investor video dropped, where Star Park's Brawl Stars sponsored a video teaching a guy how to make spaghetti on a stick. And it even had this little wonderful, creepy jingle.
Spaghetti is the best, it's just so plain to see. Wrapped around a stick, it's the perfect snack for me. Yes, I love spaghetti on a stick.
But it wasn't just him, because another YouTube video is out there of a guy trying one of the Star Park frozen dinners. Spoiler alert, he didn't like it.
Well, that was a thoroughly bizarre and somewhat nauseating meal.
This same spaghetti on a stick, I even joked about with Paul Chambers about creating a spaghetti gun brawler in a Behind Brawl Stars video. We need to have a brawler that shoots spaghetti.
So we've got Spaghetti Gun and Tiger Man. I'm taking the rest of the week off.
All right, so you get it. Tons of food, but where's the environment? Well, let's go back to the first clips I showed you and look again. As these people are dancing and singing Help Us, we see it. Pause it, zoom in, right there. What does that look like to you? To me, that looks like a cheeseburger, but if you're still not convinced, take a look again at this overhead view. Zoom in right up there onto the top right, and we see three large objects. Some French fries, a drink, and that same cheeseburger. This food environment has been in the lore and planned for over a year, and we haven't seen it yet. Now, in every theme park, there's always a food court, a place where you can get all sorts of unhealthy food like pizza, hot dogs, sodas, hamburgers, corn dogs, and even maybe some spaghetti on a stick. So I'm convinced that Brawl Stars will be bringing a food court / food themed environment into the game. Now, in my last video, I had 3 AIs predict the next Brawl Stars update, and if you remember, if you watched the video, if you haven't, go watch it because it's hilarious, but the AIs predicted there was going to be a food fight environment, and that wasn't by accident. See, I could put in keywords, and I actually kind of led them in that direction because I knew I was going to be making this video. So if this environment comes true, there will be a new trio. Let's just call it the food court trio, because, well,
you're basic.
So in this trio, there will be a few brawlers. Now, on the thumbnail, you saw this guy. He's a cook at one of the fast food restaurants. He's pretty greasy and dirty, and I imagine he's pretty grumpy as well after dealing with all these insane brawlers. But I also think that there could be a waitress brawler that could throw plates. She's probably not happy either. Or if we wanted to go really off the deep end, there could be a spaghetti on a stick brawler that throws meatballs and tangles up other people with his noodles. Be weird, but yeah, you know this is Brawl Stars, so anything's possible. Now, do I think it's coming in the next update? I really don't have any clue, but I do think that it's a foregone conclusion that at some point we will see this food environment that's already in lore make its way into the game. But what are some things that you should expect in the next update? Well, I've been thinking about that a lot as well. But I will say this straight away. I don't think that you should expect a very big update. The developers have been on vacation for a month straight. This is part of Finnish law, actually. They have to take off 4 weeks consecutively and cannot work in the summer. It's Finnish law. I need to move to Finland. Then I don't have to work during the summer. That'd be pretty dope. So they obviously haven't been doing much developing during their vacation, but I do think that we could still get some pretty decent stuff. Like, first off, some balance changes to brawlers, star powers, and gadgets. I think that Penny could stand to be nerfed. Otis probably needs a buff, and that's just to name a couple. There's also lots of gadgets that are vastly better than the other ones, like Colette and her gotcha gadget. It's just straight up superior to the Nuh-uh gadget. I think that it needs to be nerfed so that they're both valid choices. Or things like Janet's star power. Vocal warm-up is just way more useful. It feels like it's almost mandatory to use that one, and for things like that, I'd rather see that one be made a baseline ability and then just give her a new star power. So balance changes, of course, and I think that we can expect a new brawler as well. Some fast food themed restaurant brawler. I think that is a definite possibility, but now since updates after summer break are usually pretty small, I think that we're probably only going to get 1 brawler. I mean, I guess 2 is possible, but I definitely would not expect 2. Now, I do think that you should expect some remodels, though. Frank has said that Phoenix Crow, Jessie skins, as well as the Penny skins and robots are all on the chopping block to get remodeled. And I don't think that we're going to get all of those, especially not the Penny skins because she just got remodeled herself, but maybe like the robots and Phoenix Crow, or, you know, some combination of all of those, or even just one of them. I think that's plausible. Now, speaking of skins, I think that we can, of course, expect a handful of different skins as well. Who knows what they're going to be? They'll probably fit in with the new environment. If it's food stuff, that would be pretty dope. Just make Spike a big apple running around. That'd be kind of cool. I just thought that up, as if you couldn't tell. Now, I hear you right now. You're saying, what about bigger things like gears and map maker and progression? I mean, I think that the developers are working on something much bigger because Frank alluded to this on Twitter, and I think that we're going to see some massive changes this year, but probably just not this update. I mean, I guess they could come this update, but I would be really shocked if we saw anything big in the next update. But of those big changes, I would love to see a map maker overhaul because it's just kind of gotten like repetitive at this point. Some big changes to gears, as well as something to help the really stale PvE weekend modes because, let's be real, you're probably not playing those and just to get your tokens and then you're out of there. I mean, it's like, cool, I completed my quests, I'm out, because the game modes just aren't that fun anymore. They were when they got first introduced, but not so much anymore. So a new PvE modes that they could just change out those weekend modes, I would really like that. But being realistic, I don't think that those big things are going to happen in this update. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, it's happened once before in my life, but I think that we all just need to set our expectations just a bit lower for this update, keeping in mind that they haven't been working for a month straight. That being said, I think that Brawl Stars needs to do something big, and pretty soon because things have been on a decline for a while now, and I'm sure the developers are well aware of that, and they've got plans to reinvigorate and engage the community, and personally, I'm really excited to see what they're cooking up. So when is Brawl Talk going to be? Well, nobody really knows for sure, but judging from how much time is left in the season and taking a look at the calendar, I would guess that it would be somewhere near the end of the month. I mean, they did say see you guys late in August in Brawl Talk, so that kind of makes sense. And Brawl Talks usually go out on Saturdays, so if that remains the same, it could be like on the 27th, but with the big month-long vacation, it might be pushed around, so who knows, but I would be targeting that last weekend of the month. So that's what I got for the update predictions coming into Brawl Stars here pretty soon. What did you guys think? Did you like my theories? Did you think they were dumb? Let me know in the comments down below, and subscribe for all the real update information. I'll bring that to you as soon as Brawl Stars lets me. Hope you guys had a great day, and as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.